All right, here we go. We're back. Dom, how we feeling?
Hey, I, I'm here. I'm here. It's been
Uh,
a long few days for me, but I'm here. Um,
I feel you.
Regarding football, I feel sad. They the, my team won on Sunday, but it might have been the ugliest win I've ever seen in my life. But we'll get into that in a minute. But I know you are in a similar vein to me, just a little bit more down bad. So why don't
Uh,
you start us off here today?
yeah. So Monday night, Lions come into Baltimore and just bullied the Ravens for 3 hours. I said last week I wasn't concerned about this game because this is just a spot that they handle business usually, and
Hmm.
up until really
I think it was
up
Saturday.
until the
You texted
I,
me.
I came off it a little bit when I saw that Metabiki was officially out, and I was just like, don't love that because new guards
Yeah.
for the Lions, get up the middle. I got a little bit more concerned, but I was still just not like not taking too much stock into it. Um, and then even watching that game, it wasn't until the Derrick Henry fumble
Was that
that
late
I
in the
went.
third, early fourth?
That was midway through the fourth, I believe. I believe that was. Oh, no, it was right at the beginning of the fourth.
Yeah, that's what I
It
thought.
wasn't
I mean, it
until
was.
then that I went, son of a bitch, they might lose this game. And then I just kind of that's yeah, that was really where I started to turn that. I was just like, they're gonna lose this fucking game now. Um, Gave up 2 drives of 95 plus yards in that game that I believe they said has never happened or hasn't happened in Baltimore since 2001. They haven't allowed a drive of 95 plus yards, and then they
Wow.
did it twice last night.
A lot of
Um,
firsts for Baltimore this year.
it was a lot. It was first time they haven't rushed for at least 100 yards in 3 consecutive games in the Lamar Jackson era. First
Wow.
time they've given up that many rushing yards since 2017, I believe it was.
Yeah, Demont was having his way on
They
yesterday.
they were both having their way. Like it was first down runs. You're putting yourself behind the 8 ball
Yeah.
of getting 8 9 yard, giving up 8 9 yards on every first down. Like you just
Yeah.
nothing going on there. Marlon Humphrey was Amon-Ra St. Brown's bitch last night. Like he was running him in circles
Hmm.
every time they were matched up together. It wasn't even a fair fight. Um, Roquan was non-existent that entire game. He looked horrendous. Um, this is this is a new low. I feel like I came on here after the Bills game and went, okay, no, it's now time. Like with Harbaugh, that anything short of a Super Bowl, move off of him. I am at the very least more emboldened and digging my heels in the sand on that take
Hmm.
because I have never seen this team just not show up and not ready to play. Zach Orr, defensively, horribly called game. Defense was not ready whatsoever. Um, Again, Kyle Hamilton was getting around the field, but like even he wasn't really making it. He wasn't making plays in that game. Marlon Humphrey, nothing. Nate Wiggins made one play on a pass
Yeah.
breakup
It
there.
was a nice. It was a nice
Roquan,
play.
yeah, that was a nice
I'll
play.
give him
That
that.
was like the only positive from watching that
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a
defense last night.
broken clock's right twice a day. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
it's
it
gonna
was
happen.
that was the most disheartening game I've ever seen. Beyond that, Lamar sacked 7 times. That should literally never happen, ever in a football game. That man is
Yeah.
too athletic to get sacked that many times. Like, I'll give him a small amount of blame because there are a couple times that he could have gotten rid of the ball and he chose not to. But he was also pressured 30 times in that game.
Yeah.
Like, they were flat from the jump. I went back and I watched player intros that the Ravens were posting on Twitter. Those looked flat. Like, this is your one home primetime game. Like, there's all this juice around this game. The team has been hyping up this game for weeks now. It's a blackout. Places, fans are showing up. It's going to be rocking. And nobody showed up. Harbaugh did not have anybody ready for this game. Lamar, I think, recognized it because I don't know if you noticed it watching that game last night. He looked pissed off early, and then especially after that first 3 and out, he looked furious and just like angry at everybody. And I feel like that played into him not throwing the ball away at times there because he was desperately trying to make a play because he just knew that they weren't ready to play. Like, I've never seen him have the body language that he had consistently like he did last night. Like, he's done it before where he gets a little frustrated, whatever, but then he bounces back and he's fine, and he just kind of is like, he's a more emotional quarterback than most, but it's more so he gets more amped up when he makes mistakes, but he wasn't one making mistakes last night. He was just angry at this team, I feel like, watching that game because they left him hanging out to dry. I just, like, that can't happen again. That has to be the low point of the season where you just get embarrassed like that. Like, it is, like, when you think of Ravens football, it's like the Steelers. Hard nose, bully ball, good defense, win in the trenches, run the ball, everything like that. That's the whole NFC North brand. And it was the absolute opposite of that.
Yeah.
You let a dome team come in and push you around for 3 hours. Like, it was an absolute joke of an effort last night. With that being said, one, I'll take Todd Monken as interim head coach for the rest of the year at this point. They'll never do it. They'll never move off Harbaugh or move off a coach in the middle of the season when they're at this level. But I'd be down for it at this point. I miss Mike McDonald because this is mostly the same roster defensively. That was the best total defense for 3 years with him as DC, and now can't stop a nosebleed. But, again, as frustrating as this is, we started 0-2 last year, make the playoffs, everything like that. Like, I'm not burying them and not throwing the season away in the sense of, like, they can't do anything. They're going 6-11 now. That's just not going to happen. Like, they'll right the ship, as weird as it is the next 3 weeks. With next week you go to Arrowhead, and then it's, I believe, the Rams at home.
It's Houston.
Or Houston, and then the Rams. That's right, yeah. They get the Houston at home, Rams at home, and then I believe that gets you into the bye week.
Yes.
And then it's Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Pats, Packers, Steelers. So it's just weather the storm a little bit here. Get through it. We'll be fine. I am just much more frustrated on it. Like we said before the year, or I said before the year, like, this has to be the year. It feels like it has to be the year.
Yeah.
And this was a step in the opposite direction from that. That makes me feel like they're not ready to actually compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're faux contenders again.
Yeah, I'll give my 2 points here from watching them play the first 3 weeks and everything I've seen and kind of gathered. It's kind of like the same story that we've gotten over and over again with this team.
Mhm.
They're flashy, high power offense, make the big plays. However, when push comes to shove to really do what needs to get done, beat the teams that are better than them or as good as them, they fall flat. It's happened time and time again in the playoffs, unfortunately, and it's happening now again in the regular season.
Yep.
I mean, you you're playing high caliber offenses the year with the Bills, with the Lions, with the Chiefs, and then with the Rams. All four of those games you need to be competing in and stopping their offense. If you're not doing that part, what are you doing?
Yeah, the defense is horrendous right now. It's the most
Yeah,
points scored ever through the first 3 weeks of the season for a team to have a losing record. They
yeah.
scored
It's
111 points. They've scored 30 plus in every one of their games.
that's insane.
And Lamar is leading the league in everything right now, minus yards. Like
Insane.
that's my only frustration with it is now from what I've listened to today, there hasn't been much Lamar slander on this one, thankfully,
I mean, there's nothing you can
because
really do
again,
with
like
that.
it's the one constant in all of this, and he's been the one constant
Yeah,
for 2 years now, even with the playoff shortcomings and everything like that. Like the last time, like I feel you can actually pin a poorly played game on him or a loss on him was the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. That was just a bad game across the board. He didn't look great in that game either. Like that's the last one. Since then, they lose to the Chiefs or the Bills last year. He played a really good game in that. He had two fluky turnovers, which again, like you can just go numbers. Like he doesn't turn the ball over and then end up playing a real team. Fine, whatever. But both of those, it's just very
yeah,
frustrating to watch.
yeah. I get that, but still some positives come out of that. Your team scoring points. You just have to figure it out on the one side of the ball. I still think they're a good team. I think they're gonna figure it out down the stretch here. You gotta weather the storm, like you said. However, that does kind of make my pick for them to make the Super Bowl a little bit more hesitant. I don't love that now. I don't love what I've seen because I was assuming their defense was going to be solved,
Me
and it's
too.
not. It's really not. So knowing that kind of makes me waver on them just a bit more than I was previously, and kind of makes me kind of lean back towards the Bills and what I've seen with that team
Right.
because
Then
that's an insane looking team right now. So
they're just
it's just
doing what they want to right now.
yeah, just one of those things. Well, I mean, it's
No,
it's still early. We
it
played
does.
3 weeks of football.
It it does feel like a comedy of errors kind of thing. It
Yeah,
feels eerily similar to the Orioles start of the year too. Which, good God, if this goes off the rails, Baltimore just got out of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America. Don't go back. Please, for the love of God. This might, if the Ravens completely go off the rails, it might put them back in
yeah,
at this point because it's just everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. Derrick Henry has fumbled in 3 straight games. Like the defense is just falling apart.
yeah,
Likely's hurt. The O line is all of a sudden acting like they're completely inept. Like it is just everything that can go wrong is going wrong right now.
yeah. I mean, again, you just have to right the ship, ride it out, see what goes on. However, for your sake, I am going to move us along here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Good call.
All right, we're going to
I
get
knew
into
we
the
both knew that was going to be a longer one.
yeah. We're going to get into the Rams Eagles game. That was probably my most anticipated game this weekend. Going
Mm-hmm.
into it, I knew there was a lot of high stakes. Biggest question mark going into that game is how are the refs going to call the tush push, if differently at all? And the question was answered with nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single thing changed. First drive, first real drive the Eagles had, they go down, get to the one, run the tush push, nothing. No eyes, no nothing. Nothing waved, nothing flagged.
Yep.
What are we doing? So
Yep.
kind
And
of
right
just
guard jumped again.
Yeah, so just kind of, yeah, just answer my question as to it was all talk, all smoke. It'll take a big, big scandal to happen for
I
anything
feel
to
like
change with that play.
it's not going to happen. I'm calling it now. They're not going to get flagged for it until the Broncos game. Not next week because they're playing the Bucks, who are also 3-0, everything like that. Unless that game gets out of hand, but I'm calling it not until the Broncos. I don't think any one of those officials, with how difficult it is to call that play,
I
but
mean,
I will
it's
defend the
not
refs
that
on that.
it's not. I mean, because
It's
you see
not, but
down the
like
line and
it's a big
you have
old. You would
if you
think,
can't see the ball, there's a problem immediately.
right, right.
You
I just
already are
think
lined up improper.
I, right. I don't think any of those refs in a game like that, a national game, wanted to
Yeah,
be the one to throw a flag on the play that they weren't 100% certain on. You know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
On the flip side, though, Eagles played better than I've seen. They're ramping up again.
Yeah. That's the most impressed with them
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been this year.
Jalen Hurts was able to find his stride, throwing the ball, was able to hit different levels of the field. AJ Brown finally showed out. Devontae Smith had a good game. The one player on that offense that is continuing to worry me, however, is Saquon. You're not seeing him anywhere on that field. He's not that presence he was last year where he was carrying the offense. He's barely seeing the ball. I don't know if that's just the new OC, his game scripts, whatever it is. But I mean, Saquon had 18 carries for 46 yards. Like,
18. He had 22 total touches.
okay,
He
so
had four
what?
receptions for 9. But again, it's not the usage that concerns me. It's the production because right now he's averaging 3 yards a carry, 3.3 yards a carry. He's
Which
got
is,
194 yards.
yeah,
How many games did he have last year that were more than 194 yards?
yeah, literally, he had at least two off the top of my head thinking,
Mm-hmm.
but
And he's averaging almost 20 carries a game
yeah,
right now.
I don't know if that's just slow start ramping him up. I I don't know what that is, but
Mm.
it's a bit worrisome looking at it from afar. In that, like on the flip side, Kyron Williams has 55 attempts for 226. He's
Yeah.
not that same workhorse. It's a different horse in that race, but you're just kind of going at it in a little bit more timid fashion as to where are we going from here. What is this team going to be offensively going forward? They showed us down the stretch there defensively what we're going to see. Again, the Rams are a very good team defensively and offensively. We know what they are. That's the second game they should have won in Philly in the last 2 years. Didn't get it done because of the craziest blocked field goal.
Robbed me of a 5-0 week. Absolutely stole a 5-0 week from me.
Well, let's just be so for real. I've never seen so many block kicks in my life in a 10-minute
The
span.
week of the block
And
kicks.
well, it's not even a week. It was like a 10 to 15 minute
That's
window
true.
of time in the 1 o'clock
Yeah.
games where every kick that was attempted was blocked. I don't know
Yeah.
what voodoo doll, witch magic was played, but there was something going on,
Yeah, there was 4 block kicks and 2 return for touchdowns.
all within a 15-minute time frame.
Like just absolutely insane.
Like that's never happened in the history of football.
No.
In that short span. Because
Yeah.
you had one in that game, the Browns Packers, Jets, and Bucks.
Yeah, there was 2 in the Eagles game.
Okay.
The one that was blocked in the Jets game got returned for a touchdown and gave us the gif of the year, the clip of the year of Aaron Glenn running down the sideline and then dancing. Amazing. I love Aaron Glenn just for that. And
All to lose, I think.
yeah, right. I mean, I don't even care. Despite the loss. Best moment of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then the Browns game, too, which turned into a huge play, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
mean, let's just kind of get into that game here a little bit.
Well, I was just going to say with the Eagles real quick, because I was like actually really locked into that game.
Okay.
it is wild to me how loaded this roster is that they did get down, and like it was weird that they just it feels like they have an allergy to throwing the ball downfield. And by downfield I mean literally 10 yards downfield.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what is going on. They're being like ultra conservative, but like can't get anything going with Saquon, and it's a lot of like Jalen Hurts dink and dunk, but break out and get us 8 yards if you need to, kind of thing. It's a very strange offense that they're running, like you said. Um, but when they did get down and just go, oh, we can just throw the ball to AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked unreal in that game.
I mean, he's
Like
an
it
unreal
was
receiver. So
bullying people. Like there was nothing that the Rams secondary could do at that point once he got going. Like so if they do lean into that, I guess they become a lot scarier, but like I don't know what they're trying to do on offense right now.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know, even despite how good they looked in the second half of that game, if they're gonna make the attempt to stick with that. Like it's very confusing right now.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, they're going to be tested next week against the Bucks, and the following
as
week
long as the
against
Bucks
the
are healthy on
Broncos.
the O line again. If they're missing
Well,
three
let,
O
let's
linemen
just
again, they're
let's
going to
just
get bullied.
yeah. Well, to be straight up, it's the Bucks, the Broncos, the Giants, the Vikings, the Giants. Those are all good defenses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at bare minimum, we're going to see some sort of test going forward for them.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe that Giants team is going to be different. Maybe they'll be
Hey,
scary.
listen, I said that. I like the vibes more with Jackson Dart. I think everybody's going to be playing a little bit freer.
Yeah, only one way to
And
find
it's
out.
happening.
All right,
That's true.
moving into another block kick game, Browns Packers. This is an interesting one. Maybe the Packers aren't what we expected them to be after 2 weeks. I'm not saying fraud watch, but I'm not. Maybe just like, hey, pump the brakes a little bit. Or on the flip side, maybe the Browns just have the best defensive line ever created. Regardless of that,
That was my question. How much stock are you taking into this game? Like I'm like a genuine
a
question.
little bit,
Like out of 10, like 1 being the least, 10 being the most.
like 6.5.
Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not even there on that one.
So in that range. I think I'm not worried about the Packers. I'm more
Yeah.
the 6.5 is more so on the Browns side. Maybe I wrote them off a little too much. Maybe there's a little bit more
I meant.
to
Oh,
that.
sorry. I meant for the Packers side of this.
Like a 3.
Yeah. Okay. That's sorry. That's what
I was
meant
just
there.
talking about the game itself because there's
Yeah,
stuff
I meant
within
on
the
the
game beyond the Packers. But the
right.
Packers
Yeah, because like
it's like a 3.
cool Browns, whatever division thing, but like the Packers are a bigger story in that, and that's why I was that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I should have clarified. Yeah,
No,
I'm right there with you there.
Yeah, the Packers travel into different
It's
area.
a non-conference game. They took care of business against who did they get week 1? The Lions and
then you played Chicago, right?
Yeah. No, not Chicago.
Dallas. No. Commanders. Oh my God.
That's
Nobody
right.
can know
Yeah,
that.
it was 2 conference games.
Well, it was a Thursday night game, so this is really what it is. Thursday night game, you got 10 days to prep. But you're also going to probably play down to Cleveland because you're expecting them to not really show up and show out. Because you're going up against an old man, whatever. Well, the defense for the Browns showed up. The offense, there's no offense there. However, the Browns did have Quinshon Judkins, who did help them a great deal in that game. He was a big difference maker. So, in that, I'm curious to see what the Browns look like going forward with that type of play style in their offense now that they have a more developed run game. See if that opens up the passing attack a little bit. See if that'll make a difference down the stretch. I don't know yet. Only one way to find out is watch them over the next 3 weeks and then really make a determining factor.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before the year. thought that the Browns were just going to be competitive, like not
Yeah,
good in the win column, but like competitive because there's just so much talent on that defense,
yeah,
especially up front. Like, and Miles Garrett is
yeah. I mean,
incredible.
they did get after very good offensive line in Green Bay, so
Mhm.
any medium or below average offensive lines, they're really gonna kind of bully there a little bit. So again, I'm curious to see what they look like going forward.
Yeah, I mean, not to circle back too much, but the Ravens hanging 34 on this defense is been pretty impressive through three
Maybe,
weeks.
maybe
But
again, we'll
the
again, I want
only,
to see what that is
yeah,
going forward.
the only thing from this game that, like, because I really wanted this game to be in my picks at, I think at that time, Browns were plus
Like,
7 or plus seven
well,
and a
plus
half.
7.
I really wanted to, like, it was at 8, or it opened at like 10, and then it got all the way down to 6.5, and then back up to 7.5.
Yeah.
Um, because it was the spot. Everything made sense about it. I just didn't have enough conviction behind it to actually pull the trigger on it. I
Fair.
was just nervous that, like, okay, the Packers could just, you know, go downhill, just be playing
Yeah.
downhill on them the whole time. But the only thing that actually, like, mildly concerned me about the Packers in that was the Jordan Love pick in his own zone that gave the
He's
Browns their touchdown that started at the 4, which is going to happen. Like, Jordan Love is going to throw picks. Just he needs to be better at picking his spots with them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
don't do
unfortunately,
it there.
that's just him. It's been him since
Yeah.
he's come in. He's
Right.
gonna
But
throw
what
bad
I'm saying is,
picks.
as somebody who's picking them to make the Super Bowl, he's got to be smarter in that spot, in those spots. In your own
Yeah,
zone, you have a lead. The only thing, like, it's fine if you're punting the ball away at this point, like, because your defense is holding up. You just can't give a team the ball at your own 4 in a
obviously
close
not.
game, right? And
But you do
that
what you
was
gotta
my
do.
only thing that went. Yeah, like, again, he's gonna throw picks. It's fine, but just wait till you get to like the 40, please. The 35,
Unfortunately,
40.
that's
When you do that,
yeah,
like, don't do them in the red zone, and don't do them in your own zone. That's it. Just, you
yeah.
got 35, 40 yards that you can work with. Do it
Or
there.
maybe he's just a okay quarterback, and that's all.
That's fair. But I'll
Yeah,
take the upside on it. I'll take
sure.
the. I'm leaning into the better side of Jordan Love for a year.
I'm not.
For a year. For a year. For a year.
Getting into my depression.
Yeah.
Do this real quick.
The most depressing win of the weekend?
It's always depressing when they win. So the Steelers won 21-14 in the worst offensive outputs I've seen from this team in a minute. Aaron
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is the most enigma quarterback I've seen. And again, I don't know how much of it's him, how much it's the Arthur Smith scheme. I would really just love to see an offense that allows you to really, you know, pepper the ball down the field and not
Well, I think that's a
have.
mix of both at that point because Rodgers doesn't want to throw the ball down the field because he loves being the I've thrown this many touchdowns and have the least amount of picks of everybody, and
It's
I love my passer rating stat.
yeah, it's just really bad. Because you have big body DK who can burn people, and you're not even giving him jump balls down the sideline. It's screen plays and letting him break out for 10, 12-yard gains at a time. And that's what it is. But you're not even feeding him. You're using him solely in brief periods. You're not really letting the run game go. Jalen Warren had 9 broken tackles on 46 yards.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things that make sense in this offense. On the flip side,
Mhm.
the only positive of the day is that there was 5 turnovers created by the Steelers. In the last
Are
four
we calling them
years,
created?
yeah. Did you watch the game?
I did see all of them, but like Ramondre Stevenson can't I
Oh,
feel like he butters his hands
he
before
might, but
games.
that's his problem. He shouldn't have had all the popcorn.
Fair.
You do with what you got. But there were
Yeah.
plus. So I read a crazy stat today. In the last 4 seasons, the Steelers are plus 36 in turnover margin. That is like 12 higher than second.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
it's
one thing.
it's actually
They're like the
insane.
one team that's consistent with takeaways.
Well,
Like
they
normally
will.
you look at teams that they like, a team leads the league in takeaways one year and then they can't generate any the next.
Well, it's not only that, they're creating opportunities and not giving opportunities. They're very conservative with the football. They always have been. So that's where that plus 36 is coming from. Whereas on the
Mm.
opposite end of the spectrum, the Browns are minus 36, which means they're giving the ball away more than they're creating opportunities on defense.
Yeah.
So it's just not a positive there. But that's why they won the game on Sunday was they created those
Yeah.
opportunities. And I got to see TJ Watt get back into it. The run game stepped up. Derek Harmon played his first game. He played about 57% of snaps, and he was a difference maker. That's what I want to see. When Nick Herbig was on the field, he looked good. He was burning Will Campbell all day long. Just seeing that makes a difference. It makes it a little easier on your older secondary. So you're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it helps that you don't have a speedy slot guy cooking you at every moment of the day with like JSN or Garrett Wilson, somebody like
I was
that.
gonna say
It
that
helps
is
not having that.
that might be the most favorable matchup they'll get all year.
However, Hunter Henry was cooking us all day. It
Well,
just
welcome to the
they're running a
Patrick Queen
zone.
experience.
Well, Patrick Queen wasn't a problem. It's the zone that they're running, and so it's just bad, just very bad.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
whole different problem. Um,
yeah. Despite the win, I just wouldn't feel great.
I don't.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they look
Simply.
like next week, and then the week after, and the week after. Luckily, they're going to Dublin to play Carson Wentz. I feel
And that
okay.
defense?
Yeah, well, that's where I don't feel okay. I feel good about the defense going up against the offense. I don't, but that's also Jordan Addison's first game back. So here we go again. A young, speedy
Yeah.
receiver on the inside that's going to cook us.
Two of them.
Well, yeah, that's a different story, though. He's going to cook us on the outside, not the inside.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. We'll kind of see going forward how that's going to change things. On the flip side of the ball, Drake May is fine. He's looking fine. He's not looking amazing. He's not looking awful. He's looking fine. He looks like a quarterback who's going to make mistakes, going to learn some things, needs to have a true number one receiver and a slightly better offensive line to really find his footing. Um, I think I was probably a little too high on New England going into the season, but going forward, I'm tempering my expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a path with them.
I think it's
Kind
tough,
of
but
a.
there's definitely still a path.
Let me pull up their schedule for a minute here. Yeah, because they get the Panthers next week. Bills, not going to be fun. But then Saints, Titans, Browns. Falcons could be a good game. Bucks. Falcons, Bucks, back to back. Don't love that. But then Jets, Bengals, Giants. Like, they have a lot of winnable games
Sure.
down the
Um,
stretch.
yeah. Speaking of Falcons, just want to bring that up real quick. Um, this team is
Yeah.
becoming exactly what I thought they were, and it's not a great team. Um, you
It's
you you got
a very.
cooked.
I don't know if you saw, like, the box score on that or team
Yeah,
stats in that.
sure. It doesn't matter. I'm not box score watching.
Well,
It's
no,
it's
but I'm just
also
saying, just in general, like they just couldn't stop shooting themselves in the foot. Like a
uh,
pick six, Penix threw two picks, they lose a fumble. Like they were giving Panthers good field position in that game. Like it
for sure.
was,
But if you're a good team, you're going to create opportunities for yourself, and especially with Carolina, who is young, needs more time to
Mhm.
develop, work together. You have a second-year head coach, third-year quarterback who's still trying to find his footing and with what he wants.
Mhm.
So you have a lot not that's supposed to go well for you in this game, but the Panthers continuously have your number. That's a problem. And especially with
Yeah.
when you have a quarterback with a big arm, you have big receivers who are supposed to go down the field and get the ball. That's why you drafted and signed the guys you did, was to set him up for that success. And especially with a team like the Panthers, whose secondary isn't great beyond J.C. Horn, and you couldn't get anything going all day long. And it's just
Yeah.
kind of what I've seen from the Falcons over the last like year and a half is like the same kind of story. A lot of like what if games. And
Yeah. No, that's
they're just
entirely
yeah,
fair.
they're a team I never have bought into, and I continue to not.
I don't. I'm not reading as much into this one because this just like 30-0 hits a little bit hard. It's harder, but this did feel like a spot that the Panthers could come in and win that game.
Okay,
Um,
sure, this game
which
might not read too much into, but then next week you have Commanders, then you have Bills, then you have Niners. Three
right,
straight
and I
games that you're
didn't.
going to get tested heavy.
Well, I wasn't like super high on the Falcons going into the year. I think they can still be a fringe. Like I had them as like a fringe playoff team.
Yeah,
I have them out of the playoffs, but as a fringe team. So like I'm not.
I can see like 7 and 10. I think that's their ceiling again.
I think there's a path to get to 9.
I don't, because they're going to
Like
have
oh,
games
just
like
put
that. I'm not going to read into their schedule right
if they
now
have.
because
Yeah,
we know how much
no,
at
and
check
I
is.
think this is like a it's a throwaway game. Like it's a throwaway the tape game. Like
Well, you shouldn't
it
have a
was bad.
throwaway
It
to
was
tape
bad
game.
across the board.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
just three
most
weeks in.
teams. Yeah, but most teams have at least one throughout the year. This one just happened to come earlier in the year.
It's just yeah. I'm not. You're not reading too much into it. I'm taking it at face value. That's kind of where we're differing.
That's fair.
Because I mean, you're telling me this is kind of what you got, and I mean, just kind of looking at Penix through 3 weeks, his best game was week 1 by
Mm-hmm.
far in a loss. I mean, it was a close loss, and they were winning going into that last drive. But ever since, even throughout that game and thereafter, he hasn't looked fantastic in what you're expecting. And again,
Right.
he's
And I
he's
mean,
still
you
getting
can,
his
part of
footing
that
in the
is the
NFL.
Vikings game, everything
Well,
like
I
that.
mean, they
And
won that game, so, but
yeah,
not
but what
because
I'm
of him.
saying is
Yeah,
not because of him, because
yeah.
that defense is insane. We saw this again this past week. Again, Jake Browning, but like, that was an embarrassment.
Well,
Like, they
we're,
just
we're,
bullied them.
there's not a
So,
whole lot to talk about in that game. All right, moving
yeah, that's
on
fair.
here. Houston's not a good team. Let's just get that out of the way. There's too much.
Houston's broken on offense right now.
Houston's broken on defense.
I
Houston's
mean,
just.
they've given up. I mean, they gave up 17 points. You can't get too mad
I'm
at them
not.
about that.
I'm not saying that. I think the team itself is
They've
just
given up
broken.
14, 20, and 17. The defense is fine. The defense is playing very well.
They've released C.J. Gardner-Johnson today. The defense might look fine, but it's not fine. That is what I take out of that.
I
A
take
guy
that
who's
as
supposed to
CJ
be a
Gardner
leader.
Johnson. Well, not necessarily. Everybody knows
You
he's a wild
trade.
card.
Well, you still trade for him because you expect
Yeah, but they
leadership
didn't
in
give
him.
up much for him, and they can cut him
No,
easily. Like that's not
no.
a. That's not
But
which
you
also,
do
by the
look.
way, you and I talked about that. You said he was probably going to go back to the Eagles. He actually can't
Mm,
because he
interesting.
didn't play 4 games with the team with another team or the team he
Oh,
was traded to. Yeah.
they didn't
So
pay.
he
That's
actually
hilarious.
can't go back to the Eagles. So
That's
bring him
funny.
to me. I want the fire right now. I want someone highly
Uh,
volatile
I don't
on
really
that
want
defense
that.
right now. I do
Regardless,
at this point.
yeah.
But yeah, no. So
Regardless,
like, I think it's fine. I think it's CJ being on a losing team after being with the Eagles. is obviously he's a loose cannon on his best days.
Yeah.
If you're losing football games, I'm sure that, like, when they said it's a locker room thing, I'm sure he is starting all kinds of shit
Oh, of
in the
course.
locker
I
room.
mean, I think
He's
there's
crazy.
there's a lot of issues on that team. I
Oh,
think,
for sure.
yeah, a lot of it's on offense. There's definitely some on defense, and there's definitely some with D'Amico Ryans. It's just, it is what it is. When you go through that, you cut bait with uh, Bobby Slowick after he found success with CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
You veered and let him run through his sophomore slump. You let Bobby Slowick go. Put all the blame on him. You bring in a new coordinator. Through 3 games, there's been no change. None at all. Biggest
Again, I
issues,
think I am on the side that it's a personnel thing. We did this last
probably.
week too. I think it's a personnel issue. That O line is not good.
I mean,
Nick
it's
Chubb
probably
was
the
not
worst
the
line in
Nick
football.
Chubb post ACL, not the answer.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
Mixon helped mitigate enough of that last year, but you don't have him right now, and you're trying to, like, plug and
Even
play,
when
and it's
Mixon
just
comes
not
back,
the
I
same.
still don't think you have him. You don't have that same fire.
It's going to help a little bit.
I just
Probably
think
not
the
enough.
team.
Not enough, I don't think. But, like,
Yeah,
I just there's
I think
there's
there's
bigger
team
issues.
issues.
But to your point about D'Amico Ryans, letting Bobby Slowick go might be his only misstep in that.
I just think it didn't matter.
Is
I think that's what it was.
no, it did right, but, like, trying to do that, like, I don't think, like, you think his seat is hotter than I do. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I
see that
we're
as
gonna
at
find
all.
out. Yeah, we're gonna find
Yeah,
out eventually.
I think he'll be fine. I
Yeah,
think it's just kind of a, all right, everything's coming to a head, and Casario's going to have to do a hell of a job drafting O line help
yeah,
next year and invest a lot into the O line. Because again, like, you moved off of Laramie Tunsil, your best O lineman, and he, at this point, isn't what he was a couple years ago. Um, they just, it just doesn't look right because CJ Stroud is panicking because he's
yeah,
getting pressured a lot. He doesn't trust his O line. They're not developing any semblance of a run game. Um, but again, I think the defense has played really well
sure,
through 3 weeks.
On the flip side of the
And
ball,
I mean, the Jags, hey, props to you. You took care of business. You won a game you were supposed to.
that's where I was gonna go. On the flip side of that, the Jags defense looks really good. Their offense is still struggling a little bit, but Liam Cohen is getting the most out of that run game, which was struggling in years prior under Doug Peterson. So I'm glad to see that. I am cautiously following along, seeing where that goes. Um, I'm not obviously. I'm gonna be. I'd rather be the last person to jump on a Jags bandwagon. So I'll continue to
Yeah, I'm
monitor
wrapped
that
into it
situation.
at this point. I'm contractually obligated to be
Yeah,
a part of this
you signed
Jags
this. You
bandwagon.
signed this papers years ago.
I signed my life away to them
Yeah. Um,
and Trevor Lawrence.
real quick, just a couple of notes touching on before we move on here. Um, I'm 2 good Daniel Jones games away from fully being on board. That's all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move on.
Again, this is going much better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
to be going. But
I need 5 weeks, 5 straight
entirely
weeks
fair.
of it.
There's going to be a
I'll jump
regression
on.
to the mean. I'm sure of it. But again, you and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on here or just personally. But, like, again, everybody's doing the whole it's the 2024 Saints, that whole thing.
I didn't say that.
An OC.
Again,
No, I know you
I
didn't say
always
that,
go,
but, like, just
yeah.
a lot of it. But you were saying, like, oh, like, you mentioned the Saints in the
I
same
always
breath
do
with the Colts.
because they were
Right.
that 2 week stretch last year. That was their best thing they could ever do, and then
Again,
fell off.
my argument to that is that was Clint Kubiak, first time OC, and yes, he's been good. because he's in Seattle now, I
Seattle.
believe.
And that
Yeah,
was my next point. We'll get to that in a
and you're
second.
seeing that
Quickly.
there. The Saints, after those first 2 weeks, had cluster injuries on the O-line that sent that thing sideways. So that little combo of like, hey, you could see the drop off coming. However, with the Colts, Steichen has proven he can run an offense.
Yeah, that
His
was never
system
my.
works. Like
Yeah,
he's got a much longer track record. That's why I'm still holding on to it's not fake.
yeah.
It's
We'll
much
see.
better than I thought,
Yeah,
but this is at least mostly sustainable.
yeah. We'll see. Moving on.
Yeah.
Seahawks. I'm cautiously buying them. I like everything I've seen from Sam Darnold so far. I wasn't sure
Come
how
on.
he was going to be in that system. I'm cautiously
Yep.
buying them. And we're moving on.
Come to my
No-
side. Come to my side on it. This is my revenge tour here.
I'm moving on.
Last year was fun for me for how much I loved Arnold. This is the real one.
Bears were very mad in this game. Cowboys were very bad in this game. And we're moving on. Niners,
Hold on, I do want to
Cardinals.
look at that again. Real quick, just for the sake of it. Caleb Williams, 19 to 28, 298, 4 touchdowns, no picks, a 142.6 rating.
Probably his best game of his career. This is also
Definitely.
a terrible defense. So I'm glad he got to
Hey.
basically.
Sometimes you just got to see one go in.
I mean, Arch
That's it.
Manning this weekend. That's exactly what it was. Just got to do what you
Yeah,
got to do
just
to right
got-
the ship. I get it.
Yeah.
Dak's doing everything he can to keep this Cowboys team alive. Unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb's going to be out a couple weeks now with high ankle sprain. So
He's expected to miss, I think, at least 3.
yeah. So we'll kind of see when CeeDee Lamb's able to get back on the field. And Dallas is going to look much, much worse going forward. I'm sure of that.
Yes.
And then finally, Nick Bosa tore his ACL. Niners defense. No, I'm so sad. Niners defense is going to continue to go through some struggles there. And Cardinals offense is going to continue to struggle while Marv remembers how to catch a football. So until that happens,
He looks
abysmal.
he looks lost right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, he did make up for it. He did make another big catch shortly after the drop.
That's great. But for every big
But-
catch he has like two and a half drops.
Yeah, he's
Weird. He's a big case of the yips.
he looks lost right now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's
And then you want to get into Sunday night?
Oh, I forgot about that. There's not a whole lot to talk about that game. Chiefs kind of took care of business.
Yeah,
Giants looked really bad. I watched the game
the
briefly.
first half of that.
Kansas City looked
Chiefs
like
still
they've
looked
been-
clunky.
I think they just look clunky as a whole.
The second half, they started to look like the Chiefs again. Everything looked a little bit more
Sure.
methodical. They started cooking a little bit. Nothing like crazy, but like it started to look like what we've seen, and I hate it
Well,
because we have to go there next week. But like,
we'll
you
see.
know, again, that was my takeaway from it was it started to look like the Chiefs again in the second half of that game.
Yeah, but this was also your make-right game. And it took you until the fourth quarter, basically, to really get right. And you're going up against the worst offense probably right now in football. So it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, Russ looked horrendous, especially at the end of that game.
So, he was making awful decisions. So,
However, I will
any
say
game comes
probably
out of that, it's that.
play of the season for the Chiefs was Pacheco getting lost on his little swing route,
Yeah,
and
he
that
went
ball going backwards.
Yeah, that
And
was great.
Mahomes being the only one that realized that was a backwards pass.
And he recovered.
And as it got scooped up, and he not just recovered it, but stripped it.
Yeah. Good on Mahomes.
Tip my
Yeah.
cap to that. That was That was a guy on a broken team saying, I need to fix shit real quick here.
Yeah,
All right. So, with that being said, let's get into tiers
let's do it.
and finish this mess of a week up.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this season. So let's keep it going.
Yeah. So, at the bottom of the tiers, just the 2026 draft. That's what this tier is. It's Giants, Titans, Saints.
Nice.
I think the Giants could move up with Jackson Dart. Hey, I'm just throwing that out there. But right now, I mean, you are looking at next year and stockpiling picks for what you can sell at this point. Next tier up, just the broken tier. Texans, Broncos, Dolphins, Browns, Panthers. There's parts of these teams, like with the Texans, well, I mean, Texans, Broncos, and Browns, defense looks very good, but they're just broken on offense. The Dolphins as a whole are just broken right now, even in a close game. Like,
Yeah.
the score was close, but nobody really felt like they were going to win that game. And the Panthers, again, props on you for a 30-0 win, but I feel like they emptied the clip in that one and are going to be very tired next week. And got some help from the Falcons on that. Next one up, only in the record column. Cardinals and Bengals, both of these teams are 2-1, but like it doesn't really feel like it. Especially the Bengals. Cardinals, again, I'm not buying them. I didn't buy them going into the year. Like, sure, you're 2-1 right now, but like
Yeah.
you're a 6-7 win team. Let's be real. Next one up, positives but sloppy. Pats, Raiders, Bears, Cowboys, Falcons, Jets. Jets feel like they finally got their swagger back on defense a little bit there, especially with the block kick. You know, the Aaron Glenn defensive system really feels like it's, after this week is starting to be something. Tyrod
Hmm.
Taylor gave you a solid showing, which just shows that if Justin Fields can be competent at quarterback, you can be very competitive. Um, Falcons, again, like I said, I feel like this was just a letdown spot for them, and they let it all down. Like, it just couldn't have been worse for them. Cowboys, Dak, like we just said, doing everything he can. It's just not a lot else going on there. And especially now with CD being down, man, it's going to get real tough for him to try to do what he has been doing the first 2 weeks or first 3 weeks. Bears, same thing. Again, I think this might help them turn a corner. Like we just said, sometimes you just got to see one go through. It's, betting Alabama to beat Sister Mary's School of the Blind, Deaf, and Dumb. Just to, you just need to cash a bet. It'll only make you like a couple cents, but like you just need to see one go through sometimes.
Yeah.
Get on
Free
a
money's
heater
free
from
money.
there. Exactly. Raiders, Gino looked good again. They just couldn't get anything going on defense outside of Mason Graham forcing a fumble on a long Marcus Mariota run. This team just feels like they're going to be competitive and look good at times, but some part
Did
of
you say
their
Mason
game.
Graham?
Did I say the wrong name?
Yeah, for sure. Mason
Not
Graham
Mason
is a
Graham.
defensive tackle on the Browns.
That's right. Who's the one that ran him down in the Raiders game?
I have no idea. I didn't see.
It was another rookie. I blanked on. Sorry.
No.
But anyway, the one that forced the fumble. Made a hell of a
Continue.
play. I don't know. It's late.
It is.
My brain doesn't work. My fault.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you look that up and make sure I'm not. Who the hell was that?
Thomas Booker.
Is he the one that forced the fumble?
That's
Or
the
recovered
only forced fumble.
My
Oh,
bad.
and then yeah, and then Kai Blue Kelly recovered that fumble.
I don't know. Regardless, I fucked up on that one. That's my fault.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I'm reading. I'm moving through stuff too quickly here. But anyway, yeah, they just feel like a team that's some part of their game is going to let them down each week. And then the Patriots too. Again, you outplayed the Steelers in that one. You lost by a score, and you had 5 turnovers. Just give the ball to Travion. It's let him do it. Antonio
hmm
Gibson and Ramondre, they're not the answer. Just let Travion do his thing. He's a rookie. Worst case scenario, you find out what's going on there. Just figure it out, please, for the love of God. Um, next tier up, Fool's Gold. Niners, Steelers, and Vikings. I'm not buying the Vikings with or without J.J. McCarthy. Props to Brian Flores. You are one hell of a DC. You had one hell of a week this past week. It's just, no. It's just not going to happen, and I refuse to believe it. Steelers, again, you and I talked about this one. The defense looked better, but, like, are we actually buying any part of the Steelers team right now?
If you're asking me genuinely, no.
Yeah, okay. So, just want to make sure. And then the Niners. Like, you snagged a win against the Cardinals. You're 2-0 with Mac Jones, but Bosa's now gone. Are we buying that Mac Jones is going to keep this up?
Well, Matt Jones got hurt,
Do either of us feel like Brock
and
even better?
Purdy's supposed to be back next week.
Yeah, but like, okay, but do we buy
I'm just,
Purdy?
I'm just
I don't.
staying.
I don't
You
buy
never
Purdy.
have. You never have.
I never have bought Purdy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you're 3-0 right now, but like, it doesn't feel like it. Next one up, maybe with a question mark. Like maybe, I don't know. I think this might be real. Jags, Colts, Commanders, Seahawks. Commanders doing what they did without Jaden Daniels, even though I was in on this one because of the Raiders' insane travel to start the year. It still says something that Jaden Daniels
Yeah.
can go down and the offense still cooks. They ran the ball incredibly well in that game. Seahawks feels like we're starting to get somewhere there. They should have won week 1 to the Niners, and I will die on that hill if fucking what's his name doesn't forget how to catch a football or
Yeah.
track a football. Hold on, because I feel like I need to yell at him again.
Was it Weatherspoon? No, it was
No, it was the other one.
yeah.
Oh, Reek Woolen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't getting
If
it
he just
anyway.
doesn't forget how to track a football in the air, they win that game. Going away.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. Colts, again, we talked about this one. I think the Daniel Jones experience in Shane Steichen's offense, that's real. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's necessarily 3-0 great. But that looks like a playoff team right now. And the Jags. You took care of business against the Texans. Ugly loss against the Bengals, but last year Texans looked like they were sputtering and then took care of you, and that kind of sparked their season. They kind of turned it around enough to get going again and win that division, and the Jags promptly fell apart between injuries and being the Jags. But right now, I'm leaning into it a little bit. Again, I have to. I'm obligated to. But I'm leaning into it. Next one up, down but not out, Chiefs and Ravens. I had my Ravens rant, but they'll be fine this year. Maybe not the highest of highs, but they'll be fine. And the Chiefs, again, until they're dead, I'm not buying it.
That's fair.
And they started to look like the Chiefs again. This is also a huge matchup next week. One of these teams will be 2-2, and the other one will be 1-3, which is
Awesome.
insane to say out loud.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's only awesome on one side of that. Let's be real. For the pod
I'm
and my
enjoying
mental
it.
health, I don't
It's
want to have to drink this much. I don't want to have to drink this much bourbon anymore.
You kind of do.
Yeah. Next up, NFC contenders: Bucks, Rams, and Lions. Bucks, I think, are following the same voodoo diet that the Eagles are this year and the Chiefs were on last year, because they are finding ways to win games late. And it has been stressful, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And post Browns Baker is one of my favorite players in the league at this point.
Yeah, same, honestly.
Like, he's like the Baker charm without the added arrogance
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah.
Like, so much fun. So much fun at this point. Rams, only downside is they let that game slip away this past week.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
there's a lot to like there. They handled their
Yeah.
business mostly in that game and then just got outclassed in the second half of that game. And the Lions, again, we don't have to rehash it. They just dropped their dicks all over the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And ruined my night.
Yeah.
Next one up. Need more. All these teams just need a little bit more to fully buy in, but I'm not necessarily fully buy in, but like feel really confident about them. Packers, Eagles, Chargers. Packers, you were at the top of the tiers. You lose to the Browns. We get it. We've been there. I've been there. We were there last year. It happens. But just bounce back this week against the Cowboys. Eagles started to see some flashes on offense in the second half of this game. I want to see it again next week and really buy into you. Chargers, you're just the Chargers.
Mhm.
That simply is it. Like, there's nothing not to like about this team. Herbert made the play the weekend with that touchdown throw to get them back or to tie that game back up. Nothing but good things from them. But until the Chargers don't charger,
Mhm.
you never know. And then atop the tiers again, the cruising tier, it's just the Bills. They played with their food this past week. They're just coasting right now. It's the Patriots from 2005 to 2018, where that division is horrible, and you just kind of get the coast. You get 6 free wins a year, and you get to do your thing.
Just do your thing.
And
Get in, get out.
Props on you for handling your business there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any concerns? Anybody you want to move up? Anybody you want to move down? Anything you're mad at me about?
Nothing I heard. I mean, I'll always root for the Steelers to be lower. I think they deserve to be lower, but I do get it. I think there's gonna be a tier here, potentially next week that I think will be hilarious if we get to it. But pump the brakes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It could be fun. All
All
right.
right. That's all I got.
Well, let's get out of here.
All right.
I got nothing else.
Take it easy, guys.
It's been real.